Synchronicity.
And we're live. So, for anyone who is checking out this podcast, when it's pre-recorded, when all is said and done, welcome everybody to the first episode of Audio Synchronicity. I am your vocally gifted host, Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir, and here with me is the one, the only, the editor among editors, Mr. Brayton Connor.
Andres, it's wonderful to be here with you and all of our 6 listeners now who are watching. This is our pilot episode here. Everything's riding on what happens tonight, right? So whether or not we get picked up by the network or canceled after just one episode, like fucking Lawless, we could be blacklisted.
Or if we'll get canceled mid-airing, what happened to what was that show called? Australia's Naughtiest Home Videos.
Yeah, man.
Only about 50 or 60% of its original airing was broadcasted before it was cut off. Or I know there's been plenty of stuff that was canceled before it even started. Where the program the project tripped itself at the start, the opening gate, at the starting gate, or whatever the phrase is. But hello everybody, welcome to our new live stream show, which we will hopefully make into a monthly thing. I'm not sure if we would ever try to do this more than once a month, because due to our crazy schedules, me being here in Japan as an English teacher, Brayton here being starting college. And so hopefully we'll be able to do this thing kind of, I guess, the less times we do live streams, the more special we'll probably be able to make it. And so in the past, I have done live streams once a year on Halloween, and they have been absolutely a joy to host. It's always great to interact with you guys, my fans, directly, and just shooting the shit, doing whatever is, saying whatever dumb stuff comes off the top of my head. And I figured, what if it was possible to make this live stream a regular thing, like I said in the promo video, which was brilliantly edited by my good friend here, Brayton. So
I do few things brilliant, so I try to make them as stand out as important as they can be. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's best to be what was the phrase? It's better to be a profession in certain areas as opposed to being a jack of all trades and being a master of none.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to check out the stream right now. So hopefully things will look good on my end. Let's see. So for those who probably have not seen, when was the last? Okay, I think the first time we ever had you on the channel was during the 2000 subscriber special. So for those who didn't see that special, would you like to introduce yourself, Brayton?
I'm Brayton Connor. I'm an alcoholic and I need help.
Hi, Brayton.
Please call this toll-free number at the bottom of your screen to donate to the Brayton Connor Fund of Canada. We need all the donations.
Of a Canadian.
Every 20 minutes, another Brayton around the world is born to help stop this epidemic, please.
Wow, we've already got a lot of comments on us right now, and we got 5 people watching, so that is amazing. I love you all, audience. Thank you so much for joining the maiden voyage of our live stream.
And we're going to crash right into an iceberg by the end of the night.
At least we won't have a rapping dog, so that's something, I guess.
Hey, you can't rule that out, man. It could happen.
Don't tell me you're gonna bust out. It's party time. It's party time.
The last thing the internet needs is me rapping, so you don't have to worry about that.
Hey, Crooked Lore, our animator here on the channel. Yeah, you thought it was going to be a question, but it was me, Crooked Lore. That's a JoJo meme right there. It's really funny when it comes to memes based off of the anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where people kept pointing out, is that a JoJo reference, to the point where that line itself has become a meme. Holy shit, is that a JoJo reference? Yeah. Let's see, Cody Bratch. Good morning, Vietnam. TL Lucario says, hi, Kaiju Noir Senpai. Wow, I'm a senpai to someone. Let's see. And now, yes, you have been noticed, TL. Toho Society says, greetings. Hi, back to you. DeMichael Jackson Helm says, hi, Kaiju Noir. Hey, back to you. Joe Derye.
Yeah, we've been over this in the last live stream.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Well, I was thinking of like the meme with the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Notice me. Let's see. Have you seen Mazinger Z Infinity trailer? Well, we'll save those questions later, so you can ask that later in this chat. Let's see. We actually have two people saying hi to you, Brayton.
Oh, hi back.
Joe says already a 10 out of 10 stream. Godzilla 154 says hello. Let's see. Going down. Jacob Kaiju says I've seen some JoJo, so I have no clue what the show is about. Derye is back. Yes. And Michael Bennett said, "Yee, yes, we started something."
Derye boy,
Derye boy,
my longest Derye boy ever. This needs to be a video.
Let's see, Jacob, to quickly explain what JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is. It's kind of like, I want to say Castlevania meets Dragon Ball Z, where it's like a family, the anime follows, or the manga follows multiple generations of a family that fights supernatural kind of forces, be it vampires, zombies, ancient, supermen, or and later on in the show, they kind of have their equivalent of a Super Saiyan transformation with the ability to summon ghosts and then use those like persona ghosts to fight other persona ghosts. It's kind of like once that was introduced, then that whole concept took over the show. Like kind of like in Dragon Ball Z, once the Super Saiyan was introduced, then everything was all revolved around the Super Saiyans. All right, so let's get into. Oh, were you able to introduce yourself, Brayton?
I think I've said enough about myself. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but for those who don't know, Brayton was an individual I met through a friend, because you were a friend of a friend, and right. So you ended up kind of forming this bit like this kind of circle of friends with Andrew Pataglia, aka Blue Eyes, aka Sapphire.
Well, see, now is Andrew really my friend, or is he just my mortal foil in life? I don't know.
I don't know. He's always he's always frustrated all the time.
He's frustrating me, you know. It's gotten to that point. I don't know anymore.
I'm gonna lay off on Andrew for this.
Yeah, he's had enough. He deserves to be laid off of.
Yeah, I mean, I guess his sanity is only hanging by a shred.
Right. We don't want to pile on Andrew any more than we have.
Yeah, we don't want you don't want to pile on any more chapters on him.
No. Now, speaking of someone I would like to pile on, also Patrick was another. See what right there, huh? Yeah, that's a badump-tumps right there. Yeah. Thank you.
Let's see. Again, TL Lucario. We'll save the questions for later in the show. Right. So it was Patrick, Andrew, and Joe Fazina, and so you four kind of formed what we have jokingly referred to as the Daughters of Daisuke DOD, yes. To kind of like to complement the SOS. But yeah, you guys have kind of grown into your own thing, and I happen to no need for apologies, TL. It's all right. So I've been the guy, like, you know, going back and forth between like the SOS, the DOD.
Right. See, we originally we would be like a tribute band to the SOS, but it'd be weird because we'd have like an original member. So it's like if a tribute band to the Beatles had like fucking Ringo as their drummer. It'd be really weird. I don't know. You're the Ringo of our group. How does that make you feel?
So. I don't know. Cool, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. But no, Joe Fazina is totally the Ringo of our group. I take that back.
So for anyone who has seen the G-Fest experience videos, those are the guys I'm talking about. If you saw the guy with the glasses and who looks like who kind of looks like he could be my pose as my lawyer, that is Brayton in at least in the first video.
Yeah. So I didn't wear it for the next video, but I should, because my eyesight is progressively deteriorating as we speak. So I've started having to wear them more and more often. It's a bad decision on my part.
I know how that feels, man.
Yeah.
So Yeah, so a while, like eventually after we became friends, I'm not sure what was the first video you made for me personally, but I think I remember you got my attention when you were making a bunch of tribute videos slash parodies. Cody Bratch says, confirm Brayton is secretly Andres' lawyer.
Yes. Well, see, I thought I was. I'm also fake Andres. I'm both your lawyer and your doppelganger.
Exactly. I mean, I can just go to the bathroom right now. And you can take over for me.
Yes. So let's see. Joe Derye says. No.
Okay. So you made some videos that were really cool, kind of attributing to the SOS podcast. Yeah. I remember. I think the first thing I noticed was a parody of the Sons of Anarchy thing, which I would love it for you if you were to like re-upload that, or if you can find that again. But after a while, I think I asked you, hey, would you be interested in doing some stuff for me personally? I'm not sure if you made the intro for the SOS first, or if you made something for me first. But eventually, you kind of entered our like SOS group of circle of friends and
forcefully entered. I entered with a gun outside your door. Let me in
your channel, and you're gonna like it. But yeah, we pretty much have been an unstoppable duo ever since. And
now let's examine that though. We're pretty stoppable. I mean, like,
true. That is
like we could trip on like a rock, and that would be the end of us.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like Peter Griffin. I'm gonna be like let's see. TL says Kaiju Noir versus Brayton confirmed for death battle.
Ooh, that would be a tough one. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, you got your lawyer skills, and I got
exactly
something, I guess.
I have long, spindly legs that I can sort of flail around at will, and you can turn into a fucking robot. So I mean, I guess that kind of trumps any ability that I have.
But then again, it's only a chibi robot. I don't know how.
Without motion,
currently without motion until I review Godzilla 98, because at this moment you guys cannot tell, but I am I'm just a disembodied. Sometimes I'm a disembodied voice. Sometimes I'm a nerdy Mexican. Sometimes I'm a chibi robot. Sometimes I'm a full-size robot.
You just need to make up your mind, man, and decide who you really are. Find yourself.
I have many forms in this realm. Let's see. Sorry,
you're like fucking from Terminator 2. You can be anything you want to be.
Let's see. Just gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matthew. We're gonna save questions later in the show. Let's see. Are you actually gonna review Godzilla 98? Yes. Always.
Yes.
That was always the plan, even before we did the whole crossover with Crooked Lore.
Homer, I'm seeing from TL Lucard, Homer versus Kaiju Noir. Now, are you saying Homer Simpson versus Kaiju Noir, or the fucking Homer's Odyssey Homer versus Kaiju Noir?
Yeah. Am I going to be fighting a fictional sitcom father, or am I going to be fighting an ancient dead poet?
Or both.
Oh yeah, yes. that can be a thing. Maybe
Homer J. Simpson and an ancient poet. Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yes. Anyway.
And TL confirmed it was a Homer Simpson, and he also said, "Believe in the heart of the cards." By the way, I will try. Even though, if you really think about it, in Yu-Gi-Oh, the heart of the cards is simply just dumb, blind luck. Okay, so what are we going to talk about this week for the maiden voyage, for the first pilot episode of Audio Synchronicity? Well, I decided that to cover a certain article I've been seeing pop up on Facebook numerous times, and it was a list of actors that have been out of the spotlight for a while, have seemingly been abandoned by Hollywood for various reasons. And I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to just take a look at some actors you haven't heard of in a while, from both my articles and from my list and from Brayton's list. So are you ready to start things off, Brayton?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, so the first person on our list on this article is Hayden Christensen, known as Mr. I Hate Sand from the Star Wars prequels.
Yes, who's recently gone through a very publicized celebrity breakup with somebody I don't know. But
really, I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, see, he turned Padme against him, and now he's turning other people. It's a sad web of affairs.
Yeah, like what? Like I know Jake, like both actors, Jake Lloyd and Hayden Christensen, they really did not survive those movies. I'm surprised that Natalie Portman got away pretty much unscathed, although she mentioned that she was pretty frightened or very nervous about what was going to happen to her.
Yeah, Black Swan made up for her, sort of Star Wars stuff. So she's all right.
Let's see. What about that? What was his name? Why am I blanking on the name the guy who played Obi-Wan? Ian McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor. Yeah, right. He's still doing stuff, right?
Oh yeah, he's going to be in the. I think he's going to be in the sequel to Trainspotting, or yeah, I think so. And he's possibly going to play Obi-Wan once again for Disney's offshoot thing that they announced.
Oh yeah, and then Sam Jackson is still Sam Jackson.
He's never going to not be Sam Jackson,
right? And Liam Neeson probably got more popular afterwards with Batman Begins and Taken.
If he was only that badass in Star Wars, just imagine.
Yeah, I mean, you would expect like the man who trained Obi-Wan to be like the most coolest guy ever. Instead, he's like,
I don't sense anything. No. Republic credits will do fine.
See, this is why I have mostly. This is mostly the.
See, no, you be Liam Neeson. I'll be fucking Watto trying to convince me that fucking Republic credits will do fine.
All right, I'll let the Jew do the Jewish stereotype. Republic credits will do fine.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will. You will listen to me.
They won't. I'm a Gregorian. It's just bullshit, man.
I have a particular set of credits. You will use them. You will take them. And you will use them. Let's see. Hayden Christensen is so forgettable. We even started talking about other people in Star Wars.
Yeah. How can you not?
Yeah. Next up is
I do. Before you go on, I really do hope the best for him, and I hope that he hooks up with Sandra Bullock in the future. That would be get it, Sandra Bullock,
Oh.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. This is the first episode of Audio.
Let's see. Next up is Sean William Scott. You may not know him, but you probably know, if you're a child of the 90s or even a teen of the 90s, you probably know him as Steve Stifler from the American Pie series from 1999 to 2012. And it was kind of like the role that made him and broke him, where it's one of those actors who was kind of too attached to one single role that whenever he tried to play out of character, people were just like, where's Stifler? And I guess, I don't know, he just got typecasted, and eventually people got over Stifler to the point where I'm pretty sure now we have a whole new generation of moviegoers who probably never even grew up with American Pie or know who Stifler is.
Yes, he's no longer Steve Stifler. He's Steve Limpler or something. Steve Flaccidler. Yeah. Good night, everybody. I'm just gonna shut up for the rest of your segment here.
No, I need you. This is why. Let's see. This show won't be able to go on. Let's see. And sorry for people in the chat. I haven't been keeping up with the comments though. Let's see. Next up is our good old buddy boy, the OG. Well, he may not be the OG, but he's the OG hero to me. Tobey Maguire, the original Spider-Man.
Yes, old man Spider-Man.
Oh, that's sad. It's really funny because he was actually 35 around the time they canceled Spider-Man 4. Like, I guess it's kind of sad because you want Spider-Man to grow up, to grow older, and to, be able to progress through life, both the comics and the movies, but they always seem to find some way to revert him back to where he was before, because like they really want to go back to like the teenage years, because I guess to many people that seems to be the most interesting part of his life, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
for some reason, I would be far more interested in seeing later in life Spider-Man than, because we've had that 3 times now, 3 different times.
Yeah. When is he gonna marry MJ? When is he gonna have children? Well, he was married in the comics, but then some bullshit happened, and now that's no longer that's been retconned. Let's see, but yeah, he was in. I remember he was very popular. What was it with Seabiscuit back in 2003?
Yeah.
He was recently he was in a movie I saw in theaters called Brother, where he played Iraqi war veteran, and I think he played opposite to I'm forgetting his name, but I forgot who he was playing opposite to, but his character had a lot of post-traumatic stress because of the horrible things he needed to do in order to stay alive and come back to his family, and it kind of his family life deteriorates. It was a very interesting movie. It's called Brother. I'm just gonna see what year that was made. Let's see, Tobey Maguire. I want to say it was 2009, so it's certainly been a while. Brothers, plural.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. I guess he was in Rock of Ages, Pawn Sacrifice, and The Fifth Wave, which are all movies that didn't do so well. So that's not a very good thing for him. Let's see. Moving on, we have Vince Vaughn. He was certainly very popular in the early to mid 2000s, especially with The Wedding Crashers. That's kind of like the thing that made him. You mentioned before Fred Claus. He was kind of
that's the last thing I remember him in, and that's really sad.
The last thing I remember was The Internship, which I actually did make a review out of, and I mentioned that there was like nobody in our theater who was seeing it, despite the fact that that trailer was in front of every movie we saw that year in 2013 and even back in 2012. Let's see, I think he was also in a movie called Starbuck, where he was like the sperm donor to like a huge list of people years ago. So he's going to track down all of his biological children just to see how they're doing. And I guess that didn't do so well. And I guess
I wonder why. It sounds like it would appeal to all audiences. I don't.
And I guess with people who have I guess maybe it's one of like the Stifler thing. People kind of outgrew Vince Vaughn's shtick of being like the party wild frat boy kind of dude, like late 30s, early 40s frat boy.
Yeah, not that great of a. When he tried to make the transition into serious acting, he's I don't know. Jurassic Park 2 was an example of it.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting he was in that movie.
Yeah,
that was weird.
It was weird. It was really out of place, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's quite surreal when you see.
It's always odd. It's always odd when you see somebody who obviously does not belong in that situation in a film, like Vince Vaughn, for example, in Jurassic Park 2. Or The Lost World. It's really off-putting. He's part of the eco-friendly dinosaur studier people, right? I think
it's almost like you forget Sam Jackson was in the originals.
Yeah.
Because he's not playing his usual Sam Jackson is. You want him to go ape shit on those dinosaurs. He's like, enough is enough. I've had it with these motherfucking lizards on this motherfucking island.
Mr. Jackson, they're not lizards, sir. Shut the fuck up.
Did I ask? I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. He just takes what's his name, Muldoon's gun. He's like, accept no substitution.
Yeah, man, come on.
There's so much potential there to turn Jurassic Park into an entirely different movie.
I want him to come back in one of the Jurassic World sequels with a robot arm, because we don't know that he was killed. We just know his arm was gone. That's all.
Who knows if it even was his arm? Just because it was a black arm doesn't mean it
could have been. It could have been the second black guy on the island who we didn't see. I don't know.
Yeah, he's been living on the Sam Jackson's been living on Isla Nublar this entire time, and that's what's going to happen in the Jurassic Park sequel. Is like, how did we not know Sam Jackson was on this island while we were building Jurassic World? So we got this like Tarzan and Sam Jackson. This should be a movie now. Okay, so next on the list, we mentioned briefly before the podcast, Jay Moore, which I guess you're more familiar with.
I'm more familiar with the name. I think he has a podcast that's really popular now. The Jay Moore podcast or something like that.
I guess we'll skip him on the list. Next up is Dane Cook, one of the most popular comedians of the 2000s that I really haven't heard from in a long time. But I guess he was one of those comedians who tried to get into film. I remember Good Luck Chuck from 2007. I don't remember anything else. I guess Employee of the Month 2006, Mr. Brooks 2007. But yeah, he tried to get into film and that didn't really work out. I could have sworn he was in an animated movie, like maybe he was in Planes, I want to say. I don't know.
Is that a Pixar movie?
It was a Disney movie. It was a spin-off of a Pixar movie.
Yes, I remember this now. Oh God, I remember this now. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Who was it? Yeah, it was Dane Cook.
Cody Brash in the comments says screw Dane Cook. Screw Dane Cook. I concur, Cody.
Let's see. I think someone we both mutually know might be a fan of Dane Cook, but I won't say who he is.
That would make sense.
It's kind of like I've noticed, even though I've never listened to Dane Cook's comedy, I've heard of his name. It's usually in a negative light, where now it's kind of popular to bag on him. Kind of like now it's popular to. It's always been popular to bag on Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, when has it not been popular to bag on Carlos Mencia? He's kind of fit into that category of comedians. I would throw Sinbad in there as well, but I don't hate Sinbad.
No, it's what's he doing now?
I know exactly.
He's just stealing Turbo Man dolls. Other than that, that was 20 years ago.
What if he was actually working as a fucking mailman? And what if Sinbad delivered your mail, Andres? Wouldn't that just be amazing? Looks at the fucking post office.
It also reminds me, I remember one of the very last episodes of American Dad I used to watch. I think it was Haley's hippie husband who was sent off into space, and he meets Sinbad. He's like, "Oh, Sinbad, that's where you. So now I know where you've been for the last 10 years. Actually, I've only been in space for the last year or so."
He's been filming that Genie movie up there in space that everybody remembers but never happened. Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Moving on from forgettable comedian is an unforgettable comedian, Jim Carrey.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this
Mr.
is
Alrighty then. Mr. Ace Ventura.
Yeah, this guy was on fire in the 90s. He was you couldn't get away from hearing his name.
It's rare you begin your career by poking your head out of a rhinoceros's asshole. That you never hear that.
Yeah. I remember he got his start with In Living Color, moved into film. He was in The Mask, as you said, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, Liar,
The Truman
Liar.
Show.
I love
one of my favorite
Show.
films of all time. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was pretty much unstoppable. He was in comedy, not comedy, drama or dramedy. I Love You, Philip Morris, which I heard was really good, but I never got the chance to see it. He was Kick-Ass in Kick-Ass 2.
Yes.
Not the Kick-Ass character.
No, he was oh God, what was this fucking the soldier?
Yeah, he was kind of like a cross between. He was kind of like a cross between the Punisher and Captain America.
Yeah,
it's like Colonel Justice or Mr. Stars and Stripes or something like that.
Stars and Stripes sounds about right. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Although what was kind of weird is that after the movie was finished, even though he had this amazing role and he was playing this really fun and violent character, he detested his role afterwards, saying that he abhors movies that promote violence, and everyone was kind of scratching their head thinking, well, what were you doing in this movie then?
Yeah, exactly.
And he was kind of telling people not to see the movie. He wasn't endorsing it,
which never works. Then of course everybody goes to see the movie if you don't endorse it. So
yeah, I mean, look what happened when Bill Cosby tried to tell people not to see Leonard Part 6. Let's see. So he was in some other movies like Mr. Popper's Penguins from 2011.
The groundbreaking box office smash, Mr. Popper's Penguins.
He was in, what was it? Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events as Count Olaf. He was he was in The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, which I'm pretty sure came and went in 20.
He was in the what is it, the Christmas Carol, the animated Scrooge?
Yeah, the Disney's Christmas Carol by Robert Zemeckis. Yeah. So he's not as bad as a lot of these people. Oh, he was in Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah.
Which
spelled
also,
T-O, yes.
Yes. T-O-O, I think.
Right.
But
something like that.
I don't think that was particularly successful. So he's kind of got his later movies were definitely rocky, but I'm sure he still has some draw. But yeah, you don't see him as headlining movies nowadays. If you see it, he's usually in a supporting role. Maybe Dumb and Dumber 2 was his last chance, which is unfortunate because I loved seeing him. Oh, he was the Riddler in Batman Forever.
Oh, yes.
Let's see. Moving onwards. Let's see. I don't know who Matthew Fox is, but I'm guessing that's because I had never watched Lost. Let's see. Next up, John Cusack.
Enough said. Moving on.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was a guy. He was a guy that existed at one point.
Yes. Let's do a couple more since we're closing. Since we're
all right. Let's see. Jessica Alba.
Yeah. You don't see her in much.
No.
I
remember her from Fantastic Four. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was in Scooby Doo. She was Daphne.
Oh yes, that's right. Those fucking Scooby Doo movies, man.
Yeah, and Freddie Prinze Jr. or I guess her future. I'm not sure. Did she marry Freddie Prinze Jr.? But it was kind of interesting because they played romantic interests as Fred and Daphne in those movies. Billy Zane, he was popular. He was the Phantom.
Yes. Oh, the Phantom.
Yeah, and
Mr.
he was
Mr. Purple Tights. Yes.
the spookiest, scariest Phantom you'll ever see. I shouldn't be that way. I should respect an older comic book character as such as him. He was also in Titanic. Tom Welling. He was not Superman in Smallville for 10 years, and just one of those actors kind of dropped off after being in a show for that long. Let's see. Christopher Mintz Place McLovin. He was one of those guys who kind of did the same, kind of like Stifler. He was doing the same shtick, being like the nerdy, socially awkward character that kind of got tired, and now we haven't seen him in a while. Let's see. Rob Schneider.
Oh, Adam Sandler's best friend. See, that's the only work he gets really anymore, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just in just playing opposite to Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Just waiting around in his apartment, waiting for the next phone call from Adam Sandler to star in a new hit Netflix series like or film like The Ridiculous Six.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, here's a guy that's a sad story. Brendan Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy was let's see, he was in the Mummy trilogy, which helped his career quite a lot. But then he was in stuff like Monkey Bone. He was in Looney Tunes Back in Action. Dude, do you remember he was Tarzan? No, not Tarzan. I'm an idiot. George of the Jungle.
Oh God, yes, I remember this now.
Yeah, that was my first exposure to him.
I just remember his incredibly strange head. That's the thing that sticks out the most to me. He's in fucking Gods and Monsters, which is also one of my favorite lesser known films about the director of James Whale, the director of Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. Great movie.
Okay. When you said Gods and Monsters, I was thinking of that movie, that horrible Egyptian god movie that came out like last year.
Oh no. We don't speak of that. No.
What was that movie called?
I think it was called something. I don't remember. I've actually never seen it.
Yeah. Let's see. Cody Bratch says Jim Carrey, come back, be you again. Oh, he was also in that. Wasn't Jim Carrey? He was also in a movie called Yes Man, where he was trying to do the whole Ace Ventura shtick again, but I guess it was kind of an okay success. I'm not sure. Gods of Egypt. Thank you, Joder Yee. Let's see. If I'm mispronouncing it, please tell me so I can stop coming off as an asshole, because I don't want that to be the case. Or do I? Probably not. Let's see. Yeah. So, I remember Brendan Fraser. He was also in what's it called? Furry Vengeance, where it was like this. It felt like a movie made in the '90s that was made in 2010. He was like, he's the father who works too hard and doesn't spend enough time with his kids. But when they go camping, boy, does he get in trouble when animals start giving him shit.
I mean, who wouldn't be in trouble when animals? I mean, animals. I hate when animals heckle me out in the wild. It's just a painful and uncomfortable experience, I would say.
Right. It's like, I'll stay here in my tent in my little remnant of civilization. You animals stay over there.
Yes, but you can hear them mocking you from outside. Still, you have to put earmuffs on.
And you hear those like squirrels and chipmunks chirping at each other. They're secretly talking smack about you behind your back.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Taylor Lautner and pretty much the entire cast of the Twilight movies. Yeah. I remember there was a movie. Yeah, it was called Tracers. Was it Tracers in 2015? They were trying to put Taylor Lautner into an action movie with what was his name? Alfred Molina and Sigourney Weaver, I think. where he was. I think I remember the trailers. He was someone who was kidnapped as a child, and so he realizes his family is fake, and so he's off on this crazy action thriller adventure to find his real parents and why he was kidnapped in the first place. Let's see. Last thing I remember him was Grown Ups 2 and The Ridiculous Six. So I guess now he's joined the fold of Adam Sandler. So he's doomed.
Well, let's not forget his creme de la creme of accomplishments, Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, of course, yes. He'll always have Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yes, I want to see a gritty DC reboot of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, where it's just a grim 2.5 hours of Taylor Lautner moping around in the ocean. I want him to make a cameo in fucking Aquaman. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally. I think the last person on the list is Taylor Momsen. Taylor Momsen, you may know her as Cindy Lou Who from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. She was a child actor. She dropped off very quickly, but she ended up. Oh, she played a role in Gossip Girl from 2007 to 2012. I only mention her because even though she dropped off of acting, I guess she became a very popular singer. She had a very successful music career as the lead singer in The Pretty Reckless. I'm mentioning her as because my sister is actually a fan of her music, of her work, and my sister actually met her at one of her concerts. And I remember my sister told me one time that she told Taylor, "Oh, I remember you as Cindy Lou from the Grinch movie." And then Taylor Momsen said,
and then Taylor Lautner appeared.
He showed up and he took off
from the rafters.
So Taylor Momsen, she was like very embarrassed. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm still embarrassed about that movie." So yeah, that was a nice little thing I wanted to bring up, because it's like, oh hey, I know someone who knew someone popular.
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, that's pretty much my list for actors that Hollywood won't cast anymore.
Well, to contrast with the people Hollywood wishes would just stay away, I've compiled a list of actors who, we wish would come back. Please come back and save us from the horror that is Channing Tatum and his amazing pecs. This is a segment I like to call 5 couch potatoes who need to get off their lazy asses and start acting again, for Pete's sake. Let me say that again. 5 couch potatoes who need to get off their lazy asses and start acting again, for Pete's sake. Yes, that's the name of my segment. I hope you like it. All right. Now, this is a pretty standard and, streamlined list, but I think we can all agree that a return to the screen for these gentlemen is long overdue and would be very welcome. So number 4 is, I'm sorry, I streamed this down to 4, not 5. Rick Moranis, right?
Yeah. Wayne.
Right, he's famous for his roles in Ghostbusters, Little Shop of Horrors, Spaceballs, and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He began acting in 1976 and went on an acting hiatus in 2006 after lending his voice to the character of Rut in the smash box office hit Brother Bear 2, which I'm sure you all have seen and love very much. Regardless, I'm a huge fan of his, and always found him hilarious, especially in Spaceballs. So. Also worth note, he's a Canadian.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yes, one of our own. He is a Canadian icon, right up there with Wayne Gretzky and Dudley Do-Right. Dudley Do-Right, of course. He's the prime Canadian icon.
Hey, don't forget Terrence and Phillip.
You're true. That's true. That's true.
I mean, he's pretty much like the Terrence Phillip played a huge part in our title card that our audience cannot see, but they will sadly see it in thumbnail form.
Because Google is a horrible, horrible person. Fuck you, Mr. Google. All right, so the next one here is Jack fucking Nicholson, man. One of the coolest elderly men on the planet. His accolades speak for themselves. He was the Joker, the best live action Joker, in my opinion. He began acting in the 60s and retired in 2010. Reportedly due to memory loss, so I'm not sure, or memory issues.
Yeah, he's kind of got like dementia, I think, or no, the very early signs of that, where he can no longer remember his lines.
Yeah,
and if you're an actor, that's pretty much a very awful thing to happen. It's like just cripples your.
Oh, it's the worst.
Unless you were to just improv all the time,
right? Or have non-speaking roles. Yeah.
Right, he'll just stare at you. He'll just raise his eyebrows, his crazy eyebrows at you, and they'll do the Jet Jaguar smile.
Oh yes, but a class act, and it's kind of hard to believe that he hasn't really been in anything in like 7 years. It's because
wasn't he in a movie with Morgan Freeman? It was called like The Bucket List.
The Bucket List. Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, I still need to see that. I remember when around the time it came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, luckily Morgan Freeman is still doing his thing though, so good for him.
Morgan Freeman has been here since
indeed.
Since the beginning of time.
Still lending my voice to penguin documentaries about space. I don't know.
I want to see that documentary, a penguin documentary about space.
To steal a line from what was his name, Zed Frank. Always remember to think about Morgan Freeman because Morgan Freeman is thinking about you. Yes. Morgan Freeman.
All right, so next,
either get busy acting or get busy dying.
All right, so next here is Joe Pesci, one of the most badass little people on the planet, including yourself, of course, Andres. A Martin Scorsese mainstay.
# Little People's Lives Matter.
Exactly. Little people they have all that pit up frustration, and rage inside of them. Yeah. Who can forget him in films
Are you accusing poor Andrew of being a little person himself?
Andrew's about average height, but that's the only average thing about Andrew. That's a compliment.
You're right. You're right. I was foolish of me.
Yes, very foolish of you. You foolish fool who is foolish. All right.
You stupid minds. Stupid.
Luckily we don't have to wait long for him to come out of retirement though, because he's slated to reunite with Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro in The Irishman coming out next year.
Oh, snap.
I don't know what it's about. For all I know, it could be a hard-hitting biopic about the Lucky Charms leprechaun, but with those three behind it, it'll be amazing and fabulous. So
let's see. What was the last movie Joe Pesci was in?
Oh God, I can't think.
Let's see. I'm gonna quickly look at Wikipedia. Yeah, it was. Oh wow! He had a huge break after 1998. 1998, Lethal Weapon 4. Then 2006, 8 years later, The Good Shepherd, and then another 4 years, Love Ranch, and then another 5 years, A Warrior's Tale, and then 4 years later, The Irishman. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Nothing recently on television. So yeah, this guy took like huge breaks, but he'll always be known for me as Harry from the smarter half of the Wet Bandit / Sticky Bandits from the Home Alone series.
Yes, indeed. All right, so the big one, Sean Connery. I mean, come on, fucking Sean Connery. His last role was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I actually don't hate, but I'm sure Alan Moore probably does. He probably then again, he hates life.
Yeah, so. it offends both him and his serpent god.
Yes, I hate the movie, and I hate Sean Connery. He was my least favorite Bond. George Lazenby was my favorite. I'm in the process of making my own Bond film for your serpent god only. Yeah.
Fucking grumpy ass Santa Claus looking motherfucker. Anyway,
why do you have a problem with my portrayal of what was he? Who did he play? Alan Quartermain?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, Alan Quartermain. I did my best. It was a bloody fucking script. I never had I had no bloody idea what was the fuck was going on.
But your mother did last night. Alan.
Suck it, Trebek.
So yes, there's my list of 4 lazy couch potatoes when you get off their wrinkly old asses and start acting again, for Pete's sake. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes. It's really funny. I can't imagine Rick Moranis as old, but that's only because I haven't seen a recent picture of him.
I haven't either. I don't know what he looks like. He probably looks like a totally different person. No, I'd imagine he's one of those guys who probably looks like themselves, only
grayer.
Yes, grayer and sadder. Yeah.
Let's see. I think the reason I feel like Rick Moranis might be like the one most likely to make a comeback, even though you've already mentioned that Joe Pesci is coming back in. What did you say? 2019?
Next year. No, next year. I think 2018.
Oh, next year. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting it's 2017. So it has a tentative release for 2019 on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's got Al Pacino, Harvey Keitel, Ray Romano.
Hey.
Hey, why wasn't I in the list of people who wasn't in movies? I wasn't a popular TV show.
Well, he's still riding on the mammoth role, right? There's more Ice Age movies
You're
coming out
right.
apparently.
Yeah. That's the thing, propping up his career. It's like what the Shrek movies were for Eddie Murphy, another person who wasn't on this list, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Eddie Murphy and Ray Romano, they're not big names anymore. Remember, there was like a movie. What was it? Welcome to Mooseport. I think it was him, Ray Romano, and I want to say, let's see. I'm always forgetting his name. The guy who was Lex Luthor in Superman Returns.
Oh, Kevin Spacey?
Kevin Spacey. I think no, maybe it wasn't him. It was, let's see, who was in Welcome to Mooseport with Ray Romano. But let's see. It was. I think it was. Oh no! I'm thinking it was. I think it was the other Lex Luthor, Gene Hackman.
Oh yes,
Hackman,
who's also retired, and he needs to come back as well. The greatest, in my estimation, the greatest Lex Luthor,
the greatest actor mind of the 21st century.
Yes, he and his hairpiece. Yes.
Let's see, but yeah, I feel like I think the reason, from what I remember, the only reason why Rick Moranis, I think. Many, like in James Rolfe's video when he was covering like the history of Ghostbusters 3, Rick Moranis said that he was definitely more than ready to come back for a third Ghostbusters movie, only if he was given a script. And I guess nowadays Rick Moranis is very selective about which scripts he accepts. So I guess he is just waiting for the right role, but I guess he's been waiting so long that, or maybe he's rejected so many scripts that people have just forgot about him. I don't know.
He's waiting for the third Brother Bear to come out. Then that's going to be his big voiceover comeback there.
Oh yeah, who was he in Brother Bear or Brother Bear 2?
Rut. I don't know who that is. That's IMDb. According to IMDb, he played the character of Rut or Root. I don't know how you pronounce it.
I can make an easy joke about his career being in a rut, but that'd be too obvious.
Oh, see, I'm the one who brings the bad jokes here. Come on.
Right. I'm looking back in the comics.
You operate at a higher level.
Matthew Bennett a while back did call you out on your bad Stifler joke.
Thank you, Matthew Bennett. At least someone gets my humor, or lack of humor, whatever you want to say.
So let's see. Now that we've both shared our articles and lists of actors, let's get into the questions. Now, back, let's see, a couple days ago, we released a video announcing our new live podcast, and so we luckily got 7 questions, or 7 comments at least. With a wide variety of questions. Thank you very much, everybody, for leaving them. Once we're done with these 7 questions, we'll be able to cover yours. And I know we said might be an hour long, but we'll definitely extend to like another half hour or so to cover your guys' questions. So are you ready, man?
I'm ready.
Okay. So from the Kaiju Tamer, which kaiju, in your opinion, think is underrated? Can be from any franchise. I'll let you go first, Brayton.
Oh, no, you go first. I got to think.
Okay, let's see. Damn it, I want to think as well.
We should see. This is why we need preparation, Andres. This is going nowhere. I can hear the network executives picking up the phone now, saying, "Kill it." This is
like to quote one of the guys from Australia's 90s Home Videos. Get that shit off the air. We're not going to be monetized. We're going to be demonetized in a moment right now. But let's see. Underrated kaiju, in my opinion. Let's see. Maybe I would probably have to give it to my favorite kaiju of all time. That's not Godzilla, Titanosaurus, because while the Godzilla franchise has had many monsters, I feel like Titanosaurus should be given another chance. I mean, I feel like a lot of with the exception of Gigan and Mechagodzilla, a lot of the 70s a lot of monsters from the 70s Godzilla movies haven't gotten another chance at being in a movie yet. Megalon has only appeared in video games, toys, and occasionally the comics. Let's see. Titanosaurus does make appearances here and there. I loved his appearance in what was it, Godzilla Legends #3. You can totally make a movie out of that, or whatever, a whole entire narrative storyline or series out of that. I just feel like there's a lot of potential with Titanosaurus, especially with the whole communicating, being this like creature lost in time, being like kind of like he's like Godzilla if he was manipulated by mankind to some degree. And I feel like that is an interesting contrast to Godzilla himself being another relic of the mess of a bygone era, but he's totally free and independent of his and does whatever he wants. And so he could serve as like a really decent rival to Godzilla, both of them sharing almost similar origins. Now I don't know if Titanosaurus can be a mutant or not. He certainly didn't come off as a mutant in his own movie, but I feel like there's potential for Titanosaurus to be more popular than he actually is, especially if Gigan and Mechagodzilla have already shown up, have already like shine throughout the franchise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go with even though it's not really a underrated anymore this isn't really an original idea, because a lot of people have had the same sort of thing. But I think kind of Gabra is sort of untapped potential too.
Very true. That is true.
You know, he's in the most unpopular Godzilla film of all time, and he doesn't get a lot of love, but the concept of Gabra has always interested me, and
being
a lot of great things with that. Yeah.
Right. Being this monster who exists in the dream of a child, and Gabra is like the monster personification of a bully, in real life by the same name. And of course, Bill and Dylan have taken that idea of a dream monster. Oh, and actually, it was Chris Elchison who took the idea of a dream monster and turned him into this like kind of psychic monster that has a small, puny physical body, but has this amazing psychic powers to fuck with your mind. In the fan film Godzilla X the Kaiju Killer, and Bill and Dylan, our friends, took that idea and kind of went with Gabra being this kind of Freddy Krueger like monster creature that lives in another dimension that decides to mess with Godzilla when Godzilla is hopping dimensions in their fan fiction. Yeah, very good choice. Let's see. Moving on to our good friend Crooked. If you can have Draco Azul cross over with any other franchise, which would it be? Well, it certainly can't be the Crooked Lore series, Augustine's Crooked Fables, because, well, we're kind of doing that right now, Crooked. But I've answered this question before in the last live stream we did for the 2000 sub special. And if there was any series I would love to have Draco Azul crossover with, it would be Robot God Akamatsu by James Biggie and Frankie B. Washington. Because Robot God Akamatsu was definitely one of the biggest inspirations for Draco, the Primal Warrior Draco Azul, the comic that I'm currently creating right now with Tyler Souls, the artist behind and co-creator behind Durantis the Lost Serpent, and I'm also working with Jonathan Claude as my editor, Jonathan Claude being the writer for the first issue and the upcoming third issue of Night of the Fire Beast, or the Fire Beast Dorugan comic book series. But yeah, Draco Azul was heavily inspired by both Pacific Rim and Robot God Akamatsu. When I saw Robot God Akamatsu, I said, oh wow, here are these guys who love giant robots, and they love monsters and robots. They made their own comic book out of it, and it's kind of gained a bit of quite a following over the years. And I would love the chance to do some sort of collaboration with Biggie and Washington, to have like our robots meet up. I remember when we had after Biggie came onto the Shoewatch podcast for the first time, there was a deviant artist named Winter and Gaia. You probably know him. He kind of does he has these beautiful has this beautiful artwork, very kaiju focused most of the time, that kind of look like what do they call, like glass paintings.
Oh, stained glass paintings.
Thank you very much. Stained glass paintings. That's what a lot of his work remind me of. And he did this fan art of Draco Azul and Robot God Akamatsu, like his redesign of both of them clashing with each other. He never finished it, but I would love it to at least commission him to finish it. Maybe we can do it in a format and add it to the book with his permission, but because I'm planning on having like a gallery because it's like a short comic, relatively short comic for the first issue. I want to add like a small gallery similar to what Firebeast Dorogon did with its first 2 issues. But yeah, I owe a lot of Draco Azul's existence to RGA, and I would love to do a collaboration with Biggie. We might do a collaboration later down the road because he proposed doing a project to me, and I was interested in being a writer for that. Let's see. And Shoma says Draco Azul is inspired by the Pacific Rim bots, but Azul's knees aren't paper thin. Are you talking, Shoma, are you talking about like the exposed gears in the knees?
What the fucking Shoma?
Yeah, why you gotta be a hater, man?
Yeah.
Why you gotta hate on my bots, man?
Mr. Negativity, he's just sad because he's a sad clown. That's it. his career as a circus clown never worked out, and so when Shoma's taken his negativity out on everybody else, including the Pacific Rim robots.
He's like doing that. He's like trying to put on the makeup as he's looking at himself in the mirror. And he's
can we say Inshoma is the human equivalent of Krusty the Clown? Is that an accurate statement?
And Inshoma responded with yes. It's the knees, the exposed gears in the knees. Well, Inshoma, I don't pay attention to the knees when I'm looking at robots punching monsters.
It's what's inside that matters, not the exterior.
Let's see. And he mentioned, fun fact, Terra Mechagodzilla screenwriter Yukiko Takayama did an official short story not too long ago where Titanosaurus and Katsura are revived in the future and begin a rebellion of robots. That is amazing. I have heard about that. Let's see. And Shoma, I love the Jaegers, but like all Hollywood robots, he has weak knees.
Wow.
I don't... What is... Who pays attention to knees?
He's a knee guy. See, that's because Shoma never skips knee day. That's the thing. Never skip knee day, Andres.
Right. It's all in the knees.
It's all in the knees. That's all that matters.
And Shoma says, plus I'll take the Krusty the Clown comparison as a compliment.
Hey, you're welcome, kid. I can't do fucking Krusty the Clown, but yeah, you're welcome.
Kid, it's story time.
Yeah.
That's the best I've got.
It's terrifying.
Let's see. Who would you like to see Draco Azul crossover with Brayton?
Well, see, when I think of this, I have to think of who would I like. What universe would I like to see you infiltrate? I would love. Though you're gonna love this. I would love to see Draco Azul do a crossover with the My Little Pony universe. I think that is what.
No.
You don't want to know. I think that would be the perfect. You know what I'm talking about.
That's the perfect in joke.
I think you would just have the time of your life there.
Yes, I'd have the time of my life.
No. Better yet.
Never have this again before.
I want to see Draco Azul in the Sonichu universe. This is what we need. You know, that drawing at the end of the Rebirth of Mothra 3 review, I think that would be kind of an artistic rendering of what it would look like.
I guess so, in which case, oh my god! Was that a JoJo reference? Yes, it was. Okay. Moving from that nightmare, Kevin Dwyen asked, question, which kaiju design from any franchise would you like to be redesigned and why? Optional, since you've done one with Ultraman Geed and Q Ranger, are you planning on a Kamen Rider build first impression discussions? Yes, I am, what I plan to do with Inshoma. Unfortunately, our schedules haven't been lined up, but at least in this time, enough episodes have started piling up on our list to watch, so we'll have a better impressions, because I think now the first 3 or 4 episodes of Kamen Rider Build have now been released. So which kaiju design that I would like to see get redesigned? That is a good question. Probably Megalon. I would like to see Megalon because he's got kind of a basic humanoid beetle bug design that I think I've seen people do with crazy imaginations do these wild redesigns of Megalon. Mostly thinking of what was it? Matt Frank's Megalon Neo from the Godzilla Neo series. Larry Quatch did this crazy one where he had kind of redesigned Megalon as this like praying mantis sort of thing with 3 arms, and each arm had a drill on top of its elbow thing. It's really weird but crazy and original. That takes the idea of a drill bug and trying to make it less humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because with Megalon, it's a very standard kind of body that's not very insect-looking, save for the face and the wings. So I would like to see that. See him getting a redesign, especially after seeing how well done Gigan's redesign was in Final Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. I'll let you go ahead while I look for Larry Quatch's redesign.
Well, I would. I'm not a big follower of Ultraman, but I would typically say Baltan because I've always loved his design. But I think it could have been made more sleeker and cooler. But like looking around, he has had different appearances over the years. I really like the what is it? I'm looking online. Neo Baltan, I guess he's kind of cool looking.
Neo Baltan. Oh yeah, he's kind of like more like devilish looking.
Yeah. I've always thought he had a really awesome insectoid / alien / shrimp looking design to him. He's probably my favorite Ultraman character from a design point of view because he's just so cool and fun looking.
Let's see. I shared a link to the Larry Quatch redesigns on the live chat, and the middle version was the final version he went with.
Yeah, I've seen these, yeah.
And yeah, you know what, you're right. A lot of the Ultraman monsters, especially the newer ones, have gotten quite a number of redesigns. Zeton, my favorite Ultraman monster, he got redesigned. Yeah, you're right. Baltan has been Neo Baltan. Let's see. Pandon, I love Pandon. He was the final enemy from Ultra 7, and his recent versions, they kind of like the original concept for Pandon was kind of like this bird. What'd you call it? A dinosaur bird-like monster. They originally designed him to have 2 heads, but they couldn't make 2 heads functional back in the day, so they just fused the 2 heads together. So it's like one giant mess of a head with 2 mouths. And so later versions in the 2000s actually were able to pull him off with 2 heads nowadays. And only
yeah, go ahead, finish up. I just had an idea. I had to get it out there, but go ahead. Yes.
All right. Let's see. Well, my favorite Tiga monster, Silvergon, he got a redesign, slight redesign. They just kind of made it more slender and more hunchbacked. Gomora got a redesign where they just made it more spiky. Yeah, so a lot of cool Ultra monsters have gotten the popular ones have gotten the chance to get redesigned. But yeah, you rarely see any older Godzilla monsters get redesigned unless they're like super popular, like Mothra or Ghidorah or Gigan or Mechagodzilla.
Now, I'm going to throw 2 original series Ultraman kaiju out there that really stick out in my mind as just lame and awful, but I want to know if they've gotten a cool or at least fan-made, redesign over the years. One is the 2 starfish with the bat head in the middle.
Yeah, he got a redesign in the American-made but never American-aired series. Ultraman, the Ultimate Hero. I'll look for him. Okay. Pestar. Pestar, Ultraman, and I'm just going to look for his Japanese name, Ultraman Powered, because I don't want to... Okay, yeah. Here's a toy of the monsters. So it's kind of almost the same, but they made his face look more like an octopus rather than that of a bat. So I'm going to post it in the chat, and I'll try to post it, let's see. I'll post it on the Google Hangout live chat as well. Let's see. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, and now the next one here is my personal vote. If someone were to ask me what is the worst kaiju of all time in anything, this has got to be it. His name is Dodongo, and
Dodongo. Okay, yes. the horse monster,
the Halloween costume 2-man horse monster that is the dumbest looking thing next to the big fucking chicken from Ultraman, with the feathers. He's got to be the dumbest looking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. He looks sweet though. Like I would ride him. Okay, that sounds weird. I would feed him. He needs a movie like Seabiscuit or something. Has he gotten a cool? How could you make this cool? Is my first question, because I'm just looking at this picture.
I remember Dylan made a parody image. Do you know that image of George Washington like pointing at the sky where he on his horse?
Yeah.
Dylan made a parody of that, but it's Ultraman and Dodongo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's magnificent. You should ask him for that image. As for Dodongo, the thing I hate about his design is the fact that his wings are on his neck.
Oh, they make no sense. Yeah,
it's like, come on. Like, I'm sure you've seen some images of at least Pegasus. You know the wings don't go there. But I guess maybe if they put the wings on like the back, maybe the wings wouldn't like stick out as much, or I don't know. But he only appeared, as far as I know, in Ultraman in the original series, and has yet to receive a redesign in any case. And any artist that has redesigned that has drawn him, they keep him the same looking way.
Okay,
neck, wings, and all. Yeah. So Pestar was lucky enough to get one redesign. Dodongo, not so much.
All right.
Let's see. And have you had the chance to look at the new Pestar?
I don't want to click on it. I don't want to click on it because I'm afraid it'll take me away from this page. So hold on, let me see if I can.
Andrew Azcona says, "Give Dodongo the Shin Godzilla treatment with twigs for wings and hooves made from rotten flesh."
Oh, don't put him in an awful movie. That'll only make it worse. Come on, man.
It was a good movie.
I mean, I'm not going to get into that. I mean, if you're a total fucking sadist, yes, it was a great experience for everybody. Or if they just happen to show it at the Conference Table Convention of America, I suppose. Yeah.
Table. It was dramatic.
I know. Character development's overrated. So the next question from let's see here.
Let's see. It was from Jacob Kaiju. Since Andres had done the entirety of both the Godzilla / Mothra.
Now wait a minute, stop you right there. Since Andres and Brayton had done the entirety of the Rebirth, because I have suffered so much with that fucking trilogy.
Right. I figured my question would be related to it in a way. Now I'm a sucker for a good monster sound effect as the next guy, but I do feel that besides Biollante, Space Godzilla, and Destroya, a majority of new monsters in these films had stock roars, usually Rodans. Majority of these monsters? But wait, if you take out Biollante, Space Godzilla, and Rodan, that only leaves Batra. So you're only referring to Batra if you're saying a majority of new monsters without those three that you mentioned.
Henceforth, your question has been shot down under the case of technicality, Jacob Kaiju. We apologize.
So how would you handle the sound effects for these films when dealing with Kaiju vocalization? Find new roars?
I have an idea. You can hold up a microphone to Andres when he's snoring on Andrew's bed in a hotel room. That's prime Kaiju vocalization right there.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's kind of one thing where you could take you can Mecha King Ghidorah. Well, again, that's just King Ghidorah, but like slightly changed, so that's all right because it's the same character. Let's see. We will answer those questions at the very end of these questions and show them, so you can ask again later. An option I like to use is take roars from real or sound effects from real life, and then using those sound effects and kind of mix them about into new roars. I started experimenting with that recently, where I took a crocodile's like guttural sound and use it to make a brand new roar for a character that that Dylan and Bill were making for like an upcoming audio drama in like not the near future, but at some point in the future. That's how I would handle it. Just take roar, and even the original King Kong was taken from like lions, tigers, and some other real life animals, and then mixed up to create the iconic King Kong roar from 1933. And even Godzilla himself, he was made by having that leather glove on a stringed instrument, and then remixing that into the iconic roar. So yeah, taking roars from real life and just, seeing what you can make out of them. Because if you use like pre-established roars, it can get a little distracting. However, I have done that myself when making certain monsters for the Fire Beast Dorogon series. That was a lot of fun. I remember I remixed Gomera's, Gahara's, not Gahara, Gaira, Sanda, what was it? Barugan, Gauss. It's really fun to mess with those roars and seeing what I can make out of them for the Fire Beast Dorogon series.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see. Next question would be from Manda1771. Question: have you ever met someone who liked the last 2 episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion? No.
Andres, do you like the last 2 episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion?
No.
Okay, then I have not met anyone either. So there you have it, Mr. Person, Manda Person.
Mazingersaurus88 asked, he had 4 questions.
Oh, Lord.
Aside from the motherfucking T-Rex, what other prehistoric creatures would you want to have King Kong fight with / beat the shit out of?
I'd like to see him take on Angela Lansbury myself. Not beat the shit out because I love her. I mean, who wouldn't though? That's a showdown 10 million years in the making.
Let's see. I don't think we've ever had him fight a sea monster besides that giant snake in King Kong Escape. So having him fight the Leopleurodon would be cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if he would have a disadvantage being an ape in water, but yeah, that would be cool. Let's see. The Therizinosaurus. I would like to see him. That's my favorite dinosaur, of course. So I'd like to see him fight against the Wolverine of dinosaurs. Let's see. Second question, or do you have one? Oh, you already have your joke answer.
Hey, what do you mean joke answer? I want to see that. Damn it!
All right. Let's see. Number 2. If King Caesar were to have his own solo film, how would you write it? I would do what Chris Mowry did with King Caesar in Godzilla Rulers of Earth, and have it be a prequel taking place in feudal Japan, of maybe like King Caesar's origin, protecting Okinawa Island from whatever monsters and evil forces that eventually lead King Caesar to go into his deep sleep for the next couple 100 years. Yeah. Also, I remember Godzilla in Matt Frank's Godzilla Neo. He did a similar thing, going to the origins where he portrayed King Caesar as being a human who used magic to turn himself into a monster. I'm not sure if I would do that, but I would like that idea of going to the past.
I would do the same thing. Yes.
Okay. If you had the chance to redo Space Godzilla's origin, i.e. without the bullshit time travel crap from King Ghidorah that fucked up the continuity, how exactly would you write it? I would write it to where aliens created Space Godzilla as a means of genetically manipulating Godzilla's DNA to create a monster of their own. Simple as that. No need for some weird time warp, black hole, white hole, accidental mutant.
We don't want to just blame the black holes here, Andres. I mean, that's right. This is 2017 we're living in. Come on.
Black holes matter.
Exactly.
I'm going to get so much shit for that.
And this is our first episode. We're done. We're done for.
Yep. So that is the case. So how would you redo Space Godzilla?
Okay, first off, that would put the assumption forth that I would be writing Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, which is completely ludicrous on both ends, because I unlike some people who like Shin Godzilla, am not a sadist or a masochist and would never go near that film. So I wouldn't. That would be the response I would have for Mr. Mazingersaurus 88.
Now let's see. So this one's a bit of a crazy one. Which 7 properties?
Oh, go fuck off.
Anime or otherwise would you have Godzilla crossover with? Let's see. Fuck.
Let's just do one for time's sake, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Let's see. Gamera. There we go.
Okay.
Easy answer.
Kaiju Noir. There we go. I would love to see him cross. Yes, he is.
He'll crush like he'll just be he won't be fighting Draco Azul. He'll be fighting like chibi version of me as chibi Draco Azul. Like squish. It's gonna be a remake of Godzilla versus Bambi. Or Bambi meets Godzilla. And the last question: what are your guys' opinion on the leak from Godzilla 2019?
The leak. You better get a plumber. That's my opinion on that. Find some help, for God's sake.
Yeah. Or actually, I thought he was talking about the vegetable.
Oh, yeah.
The leak from Godzilla 2019 that came out today. Holy shit. It's the official vegetable from Godzilla 2019.
My opinion on it is you cannot do Godzilla. That is my opinion.
You cannot do leaks. Whatever.
Anyway, go on Facebook, like.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway.
Let's see. I really have no opinions. It's just a blue CG model of Godzilla's face. Really nothing we've seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. So, let's see. Cody Bratch in the comments said, I want this King Caesar movie now. Where is this movie? Tell me. Where is it?
It's in the mind of a child named Andres Perez. That's where it is. You got to look there.
It'll never be made at all because Toho won't let a foreigner like me ever come near a Godzilla movie. Nor will Legendary ever want me to be working movies. All right, so
wow, another downer for you there. It's just self-deprecating the hell out of yourself.
I gotta be humble, man. I can't make myself appear to be this super confident, can do no wrong asshole.
Exactly, you're right.
What am I? Insert popular person's name here.
Insert popular person's name here.
Let's see. Andrew as Kona says, normal size Godzilla versus normal size Andres. It's funny you should mention that because that is actually the image I have on currently as my Facebook, what's it called? Background picture.
Your cover photo.
Cover photo, thank you. Yeah, that I took at the Nagoya City Museum, where I actually stood in front of the actual Final Wars Godzilla costume, and they green screened me with my friends looking up in terror of what they're seeing. So I'm surprised. I was really surprised to know how small the Final War suits was. I saw Gigan and Godzilla. I think I might be taller than those suits.
Because get out of here. Really?
Those suits were made to be form-fitting. Yeah. And Japanese people are rather short people. So they were made super skinny, super small. I never realized how skinny they were, which contrasted greatly to the GMK suit in the museum, which did tower over me by like a head taller. Let's see. So now would be the time to take actual questions until the 30-minute. We're now, let's see, it should be 8:19 in New York.
Yeah, which is 7:19 here.
And 9:19 a.m. here. So we'll go for another 10 or 20 minutes, depending on the flow of questions. So now we'll be taking questions. And to easily tell your questions apart from the rest of the comments, I do want to take a note from Pan Pizza from Herbal Taxi. Just put at the beginning of your question in capital letters question, so we can spot it we can easily spot it. So the first one from Joe Der Yi, would you rather see a remake of Atragon or Matango? Maybe Atragon, because I feel like you can make it a really kick-ass action movie out of that nowadays.
Oh yeah. And there's another one for the earlier question. I would love to see a cool redesign of Amanda as well. I mean, I like the Final Wars design, but something a little more closer to that traditional dragon serpentine like appearance that Manda had in the original Atragon would be awesome.
Let's see. Matthew Bennett says, question. Am I doing it right? Yes.
Always, yes.
Let's see. And Shoma says, Andres and his Shin Godzilla experience reminds me of Bulk and Skull whenever they interact with the monsters. Oh, okay. When I see Godzilla and I'm going to get squished, and then... Let's see. Luke. I remember you said your name was Luke. What do you think of Shin Megami Tensei, and do you know the Persona? Yes, I played Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3. Loved Persona 3. For years, I've been wanting to play Persona 4, but I never got around to buying it on PS2, and I never had a Vita, so I can't play it on there. Question. Non-Godzilla Toho non-Godzilla Toho kaiju who needs a serious straight-faced comeback. No Gulala attacks the G8 Summit style nonsense. So non-Godzilla and non-Toho kaiju in Shoma. Question: do you enjoy Joe Romero's Living Dead films? I've seen. Let's see. I've seen Land, Night, and I think what's the one with the mall? Dawn. Yeah,
Dawn.
I never saw. What was the? It was Night, Dawn, and Day.
Day of the. I can't remember if it was Day or City of the Living Dead, something like that. I don't know.
No, that was Land of the Dead. That was with the city. What was? I know there was like originally a trilogy. So there you go. I haven't seen all of it. The original trilogy.
But you do like what you've seen.
Yes, I have.
All right. Yeah,
I haven't seen Diary of the Dead nor Survival of the Dead because I heard those weren't that good. Question, or what about you, Brayton?
No, I would say this of what I've seen. I've liked. I've only seen Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, but I like those a lot.
Okay. Let's see. Would you like to see a remake of Gorgo?
No, that's really. Fuck you, Andres.
We've been through this before.
That's a rhetorical question for me. Absolutely.
I've never been that big on Gorgo. It's like, it honestly, it doesn't get me excited. It's never captured the mind, so to say. Maybe I was too young to eventually watch Gorgo.
I watched it when I was 3 years old, Andres. I think you just hate fun and you hate. You're one of these Shin Godzilla people who hate fun and hate every movie that doesn't have conference tables in it. That's the thing. Yes, Andres. That's it.
Yes. Yeah, a different opinion. So obviously,
exactly. How dare you? But no, I would love to see a remake of Gorgo, and I'd love to see a remake of Konga, and I'd love the British to do it, and I want that to ape off the success of Godzilla versus Kong. I want a Konga versus Gorgo movie. Finally, is that so much to ask? Well, maybe, but I don't care.
It's gonna have the short legs that start at the knees.
Yes, well, just picture that image in your head. The two. I want to see it. Just to see how they do it.
I want it all. I want it all. Let's see. Question: would you two say you're more looking forward to 2017's Godzilla Monster Planet or 2019's Godzilla 2? Probably, to be honest, maybe Godzilla 2, because I don't know. It's like with Godzilla Monster Planet or Planet of the Monsters, it's definitely going to be something we've never seen before with the Godzilla series. It's just the animation that bothers me. I know at least I will enjoy the computer animation at least for the computer animation for Godzilla 2 Radioactive Boogaloo.
Which I hope is the actual. Oh no, it's King of the Monsters. Damn it, they missed such an opportunity. Yeah.
Well, so what are you more excited for? For anime Godzilla or a second American Godzilla 2?
Oh, without a doubt, Godzilla 2. You know, the animation in the anime isn't really capturing my imagination. I started out really intrigued because of the concept, but of what I've seen so far, my enthusiasm has just kind of kept dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. So, yeah, definitely Godzilla 2.
Okay. Crooked says, question: can dolphin kaiju work? Yeah, as long as he stays in the water. I mean, I know there are people out there that would take like aquatic animals, give them arms and legs, and make it a kaiju. I feel like creatively that's cheating.
Yeah,
like, stick to the water. Let's see how it works out. And also no Zigra weird transformation bullshit. Let's see. In Shoma, yes, every other monster not from the House of Toho, like Gamera, his foes Gyulala, Gehara, Whale God, I don't know who that is. Gappa, Yongari, etc. Let's see. Which monster would I like to see? Oh, Gamera's an obvious one, but Gehara. You mentioned Gehara. Yeah, I would love to see a follow-up to Gehara, but it would have to be a comedy, and you said no comedy in Shoma. Raiga, we are apparently getting Deep Sea Monster Raiga versus Lava Beast Oga. If that ever comes out. Let's see. Another monster to make a full-on comeback. Huh. A monster to make a comeback. There's a chance you can make Reptilicus work.
Yeah.
His design's pretty unique, and he's got this cool regenerating power. That's why, like concept-wise, that's how like Reptilicus kind of to me feels more interesting than or more original than Gorgo. Let's see. Any other monster? I'm trying to look back at my old reviews of Godzilla ripoffs.
I want to see a fucking Zarkor.
Yeah, no.
Just straight-faced Zarkor, man. Yeah, and Kra. That's what I want.
You gotta have those mall tramps.
Yes.
Let's see. Anything else? Nothing's appearing at the top of my head, but I'm sure I'll be kicking myself by saying, "Damn it! Why didn't you say that?" And Shoma also suggested Mosla, Legend of the Dinosaurs, Magic Serpent, Daimajin. Oh, Daimajin! Yes, definitely Daimajin. And Shoma, thank you. Gorgo? I'm sure you would like to see a new Gorgo, right? We have already.
I would love to see anything Gorgo at all. Just give me more Gorgo. That's all I want in life.
Just not Go-Go.
No Go-Go, just Gorgo. But if Gorgo's going Go-Go, he's doing a Go-Go Gan. God, okay. Next question, please.
Monster a Go-Go.
Oh no.
Matthew Bennett says, have legendary by the rights to Gorgo right now. Make a Gorgo versus Godzilla movie before they lose the rights. We'll see.
Dude.
Luke says, question. I was going to say what I was going to say was, did you know that the Persona games were based off of JoJo? But it makes total sense because characters can summon spirit ghost thingamabobs that represent themselves, and they each have separate powers, and they fight with them. Insert JoJo meme here. Toho Society says, question. How would you feel about an Americanized Shin Godzilla film where it's an allegory on current events and disasters and the U.S. government? I would say no, because because Shin Godzilla was a movie that was heavily entrenched in Japanese culture, that I feel like it's best to leave it as such and do your own thing with America. Have America make its own monster with its own political allegories. That's just me. Let's see. But yeah, like an Americanized Shin Godzilla style movie in America. Yeah, I'd like to see that, just not Godzilla himself. Let's see. Only because I'm kind of someone who always likes to see something new and original. And if you're going to do something in America, why not do something? Make a new character. Let's see. Andrew as Kona, Godzilla back to Madagascar. No, wouldn't it be like back to Tokyo or back to Japan?
I think this back to Madagascar idea is where the money's at, Andres. I want to see Godzilla in Madagascar hanging out with the talking hippo and the lion and the what are they called?
The penguins.
Yeah.
Come on. The lemurs. The
lemurs. Come on, King Julius. I want to see that.
Yeah. Let's see. Question. Do you think there will be a definitive winner in Godzilla vs. Kong, or do you think Adam Wingard is trying to mislead us? Well, if he is misleading, he's going to have a lot of angry... He already knows what it's like to have a lot of angry fans, after the whole Death Note thing. So he probably does not want to repeat that same mistake if he pisses off Godzilla fans by lying. So I think there would be a definitive winner. Let's see. What do you think, Brayton?
There will be a definitive winner. We will be the definitive winner.
We will all Godzilla fans will win in the end.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yes.
Let's see. Crooked says, question: do you think Augustine and Bell could work as Ultraman villains? Augustine, yes. Bell, I don't know. Crooked, because from like the movies that I've watched, I'm mostly like going based off like my recent memories with the Ultraman movies, and usually they would be like typical cliche, snively, conniving villains, or they can be like more like calm, collected villains. And I can see Augustine, the Crooked Man, fitting into that. I've never seen an Ultraman villain where they have a cute sidekick or like the comedic relief villain. I don't see that a lot. Then again, I could be proven wrong. Maybe I just haven't seen it in the series. I'm not sure if you have any input on this, given your limited association with Ultraman, Brayton.
No, but I will go under the assumption that anything at all would make an amazing Ultraman. A pickle Rick would make an amazing Ultraman villain. So I'm sure you can fit Augustine and or Crooked. Is it Augustine and Bell or Crooked and Bell or
Augustine and Bell? But their titles are the Crooked Man and the Crooked Cat Girl. I'm not sure. Correct me, Crooked. It's weird. It's your name is Crooked Lore Productions, but then you call the show Augustine's Crooked Fables, and then you have the title as Crooked Lore.
Remember when you and I had like a 30-minute debate on the intricate.
Oh my god!
I put you on trial for the continuity errors, or I questioned your continuity to a exhausting degree. Right. Something like that needs to happen with Mr. Crooked Lore. He needs to get his shit straight.
We'll put him on the interrogation chair.
Yeah,
we can do it the easy way or the hard way. Let's see. Joder Yi says, question, how many Ultraman series have you guys seen? I've seen the original, Ultra 7, Tiga, a little of Max, Mebius, X, and a little bit of Jeed. Powered, the Ultimate, the American one, the Australian one, and several of the newer movies. So I've seen 8 series total with a couple of movies, maybe 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, and you, Brayden?
I've seen the original series, a little bit of Ultra 7, a very little bit of Ultra 7, Ultraman Ace and Nexus, I think. Yeah, Nexus.
Yeah, that's the serious one.
Yeah.
Cool. Dope as
dope.
As Bill would say. Question: would you like to see an American-based kaiju series that is basically the X-Files but featuring giant monsters? So like Ultra Q? Because I would like to see Ultra Q.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Question: James Rolfe recently made a video discussing popular movies everyone else loves, but he does not. What are some of yours? I don't know. I can't really think of any at the moment. That's going to be a tough one to think about.
I would say anything by Christopher Nolan that isn't Insomnia or Memento. Everything else, would file under that category.
All right. Let's see. Whale God, and Shoma says Whale God was a giant whale kaiju created by Daiei that first appeared in 1962 drama Kujira Gami. It's strange. I was able to translate that before I even saw Inshoma's translation. Basically a darker field Japan take on Moby Dick. Okay. Luke says, question, what Super Robot Wars games have you played? I played Original Generation on the Game Boy Advance. What was it called? Original Super Robot Wars A, which was the first Game Boy Advance game. I played on the PS4, on the PS3, Super Robot Wars, what was it, Z3 or Z the third. I played Infinite Battle, which was the only one that's like kind of like a fighting game and not a turn-based RPG strategy game. I played the one on phones right now, Cross Omega, that's on Android on Android. So that's 5 of them. So I think that's about it for. Oh, and I played the original, like the remake of the original Super Robot Wars for the PS3. So I have played 6. Oh no, I also have Super Robot Wars. Oh fuck, MX for the PSP, and maybe ZX. I mean, I'm not sure if it was called ZX, but it was for the PS1 that I played on my PSP. So I guess I played about 8 Super Robot Wars games on the PS. Technically, from the PS1, PSP, Game Boy Advance, PS3 consoles. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Question: thoughts on the likelihood of World War III? I don't know.
It'll be tremendous. I could tell you that.
Those are my thoughts.
I honestly don't know, and I would like to not think about that. Let's see. And Shoma has a message for Crooked Man and says Bell would make a great Super Sentai villain. Yeah, I can definitely see Bell and Augustine being better at being Super Sentai villains because they're more wackier and crazier than Ultraman villains. Let's see. Who goes good in the end or meets a tragic end while doing good. And Crooked says Belle is the crooked cat girl. So I was right the first time. Luke says, question, if you can play any RPG classic, what would you be? What would I be? Well, I think he meant to say, what would it be? Classic RPG. Classic RPG. You know what? I've never played Chrono Trigger, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. And I like the Akira Toriyama DBZ art style. So yeah, I would like to play. Or if you can be any RPG classic,
if you can be in the world of any RPG classic.
Okay, like it's like that one joke. Have you ever had a dream where
you wanted him to do you so bad you could do anything?
Oh, so okay, so RPG that I would like to be in. Kingdom. I'll just go with Kingdom Hearts because I like Disney. Let's see. DeMichael Jackson Helm says, "What is your guy's favorite Ultraman?" Tiga. He's my first and still my favorite.
I'm gonna go with Ultraman Ace.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
he was the one with like a man and a woman fused together, right?
That's how I feel a lot of the time, so I can relate.
Let's see. Question: what games are you currently playing? Let's see. I'm currently playing Gundam Versus since it was released in Japan already. Let's see. Yooka-Laylee. I recently beat that game. It's a lot of fun. Nice throwback to old school like 3D platformers. I'm planning on playing the Crash Insane trilogy when I get the chance. So that's pretty much it. Any games you're playing, Brayton?
We'll see again, like for your audience's information, I'm an 80-year-old woman and I don't really play video games, but I do play Frogger. I'm very
true. That is true.
That's in the middle of many of our Skype chats. I've been playing Frogger. I dabble in some games, but I don't really partake in them. I've created it doesn't really count, so I won't say the WWE thing because I don't really play the game. But
you just make hilarious parodies of us.
Yes, I create. It's like Sims, but like more. You have more control over what your characters look like, so that's kind of fun.
Like Dope Hogan and Nacho Man.
yes, and Dylan the Giant.
The Dylan the Giant. Oh, Nacho Man, Andy Savage.
Yes, yeah. And Dylan the Giant, of course, would talk like, "I don't know, I don't give a shit, Bill," or something like that.
Yeah.
You want a peanut? Anybody want a peanut?
I'm surprised you didn't know where that came from. That's fucking Princess Bride.
Only recently did I saw the Princess Bride on my plane trip back to Japan. Let's see. Question: what are your guys' thoughts on the 1939's The Wizard of Oz? That's kind of
a random question.
Yeah. But... what are your thoughts on Citizen Kane? It's a good movie. I love it.
Yeah, it's my mother's favorite movie, and I've been watching that movie all my life. So yeah.
Let's see. Joe Yi says, well, I'm out. Have a good night. Yeah, we're probably going to wrap things up now that we're past the 30-minute mark. We'll stop the questions here for now. So I'm very sorry. But yeah, Luke has the last one. And we'll save questions for next month. Would you watch a remake of Beast from 20,000 Fathoms? I guess so, yeah. It's just that at this point, while I loved The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, and I love its special effects for its time. Nowadays, in this day and age, its story probably wouldn't be as original and wouldn't stick out as much. It's kind of like the John Carter of Mars thing, where it's such an influential movie, but nowadays it would not be that. It wouldn't stick out that much because there's already so many inspirations. So I would say kind of. And for you?
I would refer you to Cody's comment underneath that. They already did. It's called Godzilla 98. So there you go. The Michael Jackson helm.
Except there's no burning roller coaster.
Unfortunately not. No. The movie's just a burning train wreck, not a burning roller coaster. But
question. Let's see. Favorite mythical monster or fantasy races? You know, dragons, giants, unicorns, goblins, kappas, Bigfoot, sexy mermaids, sexy harpies, so succubi, you know, crap like that. Oh, and Shoma. Yeah, dragons have always captivated me ever since I was a little child. Anything besides dragons? Not really. Just, yeah, favorite mythical monsters. Anything else? Oh, Quetzalcoatl has always interested me because it seemed like a very original creature. Well, it's another dragon, but at least it's a feathered dragon that's a god, and he has a human form, and I guess he controls the wind or something. So that was cool. The Minotaur, the Hydra, like pretty much like any monster, the Chimera, anything from any monster from Greek mythology always fascinated me as a child.
Yeah, for me, especially the Hydra. I love the design of all the fucking heads. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's so cool. I want it. I want a Hydra.
I want it.
I'll love him and keep him and call him George.
Yeah. And the last question, Luke says, what I mean is, if you can any RPG class. Oh, if you can be any RPG class, what would it be? So, like, would you be a thief, or would you be a ninja? Would you be a white mage, a black mage, warrior, something? I don't know. I'm not a big RPG guy.
Oh, come on. That's going to be the last question, Andres.
Let's see. I'd be the magic dude, so I'll go with black mage because they have really strong magic spells.
All right.
That from my limited understanding of the class system in Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Let's see. Roan Harushin says, hello, Kaiju Noir. Hello, Roan. I'm not sure if you just came onto the stream right now, but unfortunately, we're going to be ending things. And we've kept roughly anywhere from 10 to 12 viewers. So that is an amazing turnout for the first episode of Audio Synchronicity. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us on our very first venture into a monthly live show. And thank you very much for all your questions. It was an absolute blast. And I'd like to give one big thanks to Brayton here for agreeing to be my co-pilot on this crazy venture. So
for all those out there, don't ask Brayton to be co-pilot, because more likely than not, my pilot skills aren't really up to brass tacks. So I'll likely crash the plane into the side of a mountain. But it's been a pleasure for you, to invite me on this venture, Andre. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. And so to promote some stuff that's in the works right now, we'll be Crooked, Brayton. No, actually, well, yeah, you're still gonna be definitely be a part of the production, but Crooked, Brayton, and perhaps another person, another editor to ease the flow for now, the workload. We'll be working on the upcoming review for Godzilla 98, as well as the finale for the crossover that Crooked and I are currently having right now. Let's see.
It's got to end like in a really cheap way, like The Sopranos, where that's going to be your series finale.
Cuts to black.
Cuts to credits.
It's just going to be like me. It's just going to be me, Augustine. We're just going to be eating at a diner for no reason.
No, you got to be eating in like McDonald's. And David's got to be behind the counter or something.
Yeah, David's got to be there. Yeah. It's going to be in Vegas. You're going to be some lights in the background. All right, so that's gonna be the big thing we're probably gonna work on the most, and hopefully in the future we'll try not. I was fiddling around with a new program called OBS, recommended by Derek, aka D-Man1954. I tried a little bit. I tested it out a little bit here and there, and so it seemed to work, but we need to work out a few kinks. So hopefully for next month we'll use OBS, so we won't have to use Google Hangout, and we can just show the title card and any other picture that comes to mind, or we can showcase any audio we want without so much difficulty. So hopefully that will work out well, and we can graduate from Google Hangout to OBS in the future. And let's see, any other videos in the works right now? Not yet, but I'm sure we'll probably make more videos. And so, especially like we previously mentioned, the first impressions on Kamen Rider build with Inshoma here, which you can see in the live chat. Let's see. anything you want to promote, man?
Yeah, I've got a lot of things coming in the future for my channel. One being a series I'm going to be doing with Andres Perez right here with me, where we're going to be talking. I don't want to really reveal it here. We'll see what happens. But you can also check my work out right here on Andres' channel and on Zazubar's channel for the Sons of Sarazawa. I'm going to be appearing in an upcoming episode of the Sons of Sarazawa, their Halloween themed episode. I don't know if I should have announced that.
Okay, I didn't know.
This is news to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I won't be appearing then in the upcoming episode of the Sons. We'll talk about
Will,
this.
what do you have to say about this?
I have no comments. So this is all up in the air, my future here, but not really at the moment, but maybe soon, or swoon, as David says. Yes.
All right then, excellent. And to answer one more question, to go on a high note, Spooky Bones 224 says, "Question: What
an amazing name, Spooky Bones."
Yeah. What anime should I watch? Gundam. All the Gundams. I made a video about it called History of Gundam. You should check that out.
Gundam, son.
Where'd you find this? All right, so that has been episode 1 of Audio Synchronicity. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I have been Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir.
With Brayton Connor.
And until next time, everybody, take care.